Hello, everybody. This is Dr. Tam here again with Rocky, and today we are talking about peripheral neuropathy. Now, every single week, I want to give you information on not only how to decrease your pain, but increase your function and longevity so you can have fun with your family and do all the things that you love to do. That's what we're all about. So take it over, Rocky. What are people asking about peripheral neuropathy today?
Right. So, in our previous episode, we did a little bit of introduction with the series of episodes that we're going to be doing.
Right.
So, today we're going to be talking specifically about peripheral neuropathy. So, our nervous system is divided into two parts, right?
Right.
So, our central nervous system, basically our brain and our spinal cords. And then we have the peripheral nervous system, which is the network of nerves outside our central nervous system. So when those nerves are damaged, which is known as neuropathy, it results to numbness, tingling, weakness, or even pain. So
Yes.
it normally starts at the hands and feet. So
Right.
first question is, what are the most common signs and symptoms aside from the numbness, the tingling, any specific part of the body
Yeah,
that
well,
feel
ultimately,
that?
with neuropathy, we have to really
Hmm.
understand what it is and what it does. Top symptoms are people will start getting tingling and burning in their feet and hands. It will start getting
Hmm.
feeling numb. The bottom of their foot, it'll almost feel like there's a pad when they're walking around. So it almost feels like
Hmm.
they're not touching the ground. There's something between them and the ground. It's almost like
The
if they're
ground.
wearing socks, right? But then you look
Mm.
down, I don't have any socks on. Or maybe they're walking on the beach and somehow they don't feel the sand and they don't feel the heat. They don't feel the cold,
Mm.
right? Or the fact that their feet is always just super cold, for no
Mhm.
reason at all. Their circulation's poor, right? It could feel like a burning numbness sensation. Sometimes they can get a
Yeah.
cut and don't even know that it's there. And that's how a lot of it gets really serious, because when you get a cut, and if you didn't know the cut was there, that cut turns into an infection. And
Hmm.
the tissue starts to die because it isn't able to heal, because you can't feel it, right?
Right.
So the tissues around there starts to die off. It's called necrosis. And
Mm.
if it dies off enough and the infection's bad enough, if it were to infect the bone, it can start traveling through the bone itself. And that's usually when people have to amputate, which, well, that's what the
Wow.
biggest thing is. We try to make sure that
Hmm.
people avoid that, the amputation. My grandmother
Hmm.
went through that the last 2 to 3 years of her life.
Wow.
She started with a wheelchair. She couldn't get around for a long time, for many years, at least 5 to 8 years. And then the last 2 to 3 years, she had an amputation, up to her
Mm.
ankle. And that was pretty much her life kind of went downhill from there. And that's why I'm so passionate about neuropathy, is because so many people have them, but so many people don't know what to do with them.
Yeah, correct. And that's actually the, most of our viewers have questions about, like, okay, fine, I feel this numbness. And then when I go to a doctor, what are the things that I should expect? How should the test go? Um, what r- probably therapy should I get? Those kind
Right.
of stuff.
So there's a difference between someone going to their medical doctor versus going to a center like ours. Because one thing is with medications, say you get, most people get put on medications. A lot of times they're put on something called gabapentin, Neurontin, Lyrica, Cymbalta, just to name a few. But a lot of them their basis is an anti-seizure medication. Well,
Mm.
the reason why it's an anti-seizure medication is because anti-seizures, what are seizures? Seizures is when your brain becomes so active that your brain seizes up. Your thought process
Mhm.
seizes up and doesn't work anymore. Well, when you have an overactive brain, they develop medication to turn off the brain. Now, the reason why anti-seizure medications is given to people who have pain is because theoretically, symptom-wise, the pain might be there. So the pain is telling you that you have a problem through your nerves, right? That's why you're feeling what you're feeling.
Mm-hmm.
But with these medications, is if they turn off your brain, right, slightly lower, now you can't receive the messages as well. But some of the symptoms of medications is you get, when you turn off your brain, you forget,
Yeah.
you lose your balance. When you get a turn off your brain, you become really tired because your brain is on the verge of shutting down,
Mm-hmm.
right? Now, who wants
Mm-hmm.
to walk around
Like
fatigued,
a zombie.
tired, like a zombie? They can't forget, they forget everything. And lack of emotion, it leads to depression and anxiety. Who wants that?
No
No one
one,
wants
of
that.
course.
But you're in a lot of pain though.
Mm.
So what a lot of people are not tested for or don't know the reason behind it is, why are you having the pain to begin with? Why are you having that pain? That's the biggest thing. See,
Mm-hmm.
we tackle the why. Why are people having the pain that they're having? That's what we like to tackle. So the test that we take people through is, of course, we'll take you through a 24-point sensitivity test, a balance test, right? We're on the in the process of getting an infrared camera right now that's able to take a picture and show the temperature of your feet, right? We're able to do all of that and be able to see, okay, here's the problem. Here's what we need to do about it. Now, but we also have to figure out, where's it coming from? Is it the diabetes, right? Do you have A1C
Mm-hmm.
consistently 5.7 or higher? All right. Is it post cancer treatments, chemotherapy, radiation? Are they an alcoholic, right? How do you define an alcoholic? There's no number, but if you're drinking consistently daily or at least every other day, well, that could be contributing. Are
Mm-hmm.
there certain medications that could be contributing? Do you have a pinched nerve somewhere that could be contributing as well? So there's multiple ways of attacking these problems. And then from there, we look at, okay, what's the best protocol to really correct this problem? You see, and everyone's a little different, right?
Right.
Because for those who are alcohol induced, guess what they have to do?
They, of course, they have to stop
They got to
drinking.
stop drinking, right?
Yeah, they have to stop
I
drinking.
can't just give them something, give them a protocol, and you know what people don't know is that I can't take you as a patient if you're not going to do what you need to do. I will not. It's a disservice for you. It's a disservice for me to tell you to do
Mm-hmm.
it, knowing that you're not going to do those things. So if you can't give me, yes, Dr. Tam, I'm on board. This is what I'm going to do. And these are the changes I'm going to make to my life. I will not accept you as a patient, because
Mm-hmm.
then you're setting yourself for failure, right? Then what's
Right.
going to happen is you're going to go home and try it, and you're going to say that it doesn't work, right? And you're going to tell people that it didn't work for you.
Mm.
Now you feel defeated because that is now one more thing psychologically for a patient. That is one more thing that you did that didn't work for them. We have enough negativity in the world where people are telling us
Right.
things don't work. You don't need another program to fail. Well, I have
Mm.
to ensure that you're going to do, then we're going to do everything that we can to make sure that it works for you. See, that's the key
Right.
thing.
Of course.
Hmm.
So really the key thing is, remember when we were talking about, 75% of doctors, or 80% of doctors really do not follow up with the patient. So they're just gonna give the diagnosis, the drugs that you have to take, and
Yeah,
then that's it.
yeah,
Right. So
yeah.
it's good that you mentioned that, because it's very important that, your doctor guides you from start to finish, really.
Absolutely.
Um,
You have to.
Not
We
just.
have monthly, at least monthly touch points. We're
Hmm.
available for calls, texts. They can ask us things on Facebook.
Hmm.
You know,
Hmm. Right. Hmm.
emails, and we're at their. They could utilize us.
Yep. And it's great that social media is already here, so the internet is here, so you can just reach out to your doctors right away, anytime. So
Right.
um, another question, doc, is how can I manage the symptoms, or how can I improve them?
Well, ultimately, the first thing you have to look at is there's different modalities that we use in the office. But there are certain things that when people start feeling it, say if they're diabetic, right? Let's use someone who's diabetic, for example, because
Mm-hmm.
someone who's diabetic or pre-diabetic, there's a good 70 to 80% chance that they'll end up with some form of neuropathy. So one of the first
Mm-hmm.
things that you do if you are diabetic, because you have to look at the cause of the problem, right, is you need to start decreasing the foods that you eat that are crappy, that
Mm-hmm.
is no good, right? That
Right.
for a fact that it's no good. You
Mm-hmm.
see, you got to start doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of
And
the best ways to start making lifestyle changes. You got to make lifestyle changes is the key
right.
thing.
Exactly. And by the way, diabetes is the number one cause of neuropathy in the United States. So
Yeah.
we really
What is
have
that?
to
I think
start.
20,
Mhm.
20 million to 25 million people.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Crazy.
Imagine that. And it's because of basically as they say, it's because of the sad diet. So
Right.
um,
The standard American
there's
diet, the sad
yes,
diet, good old
the
sad diet.
sad diet.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. And what are the supplements that they can take, uh, doc?
Well, one of the best things that you can do for yourself is you got to take a good multivitamin, right? A good multivitamin is the ultravitamin. Quicksilver has a good ultravitamin multivitamin, right?
Mhm.
Um, there are a lot of other vitamins out there as well, but you got to take a quality one. Liposomal is one of the key ones that you should be doing. You see,
Mhm.
also there are veggie shakes and greens that should be taken because unless if you're eating 7 to 10 meals of vegetables per day, chances are you're
Mhm.
not getting enough veggies.
Mhm.
Okay, and if you're not getting enough veggies, your liver can't detox the gunk that it's happening. Your liver, your
Mhm.
pancreas is huge for it. So that's something that people should do right away.
All right. Okay.
Hmm.
Well, thank you so much, Doc, for all the information that
Yeah, of
you've given
course.
us today.
Yes,
So, you for our next episode, we're going to be talking about other types of neuropathy, and how we can help you basically to decrease your pain, improve your longevity and your function. So
absolutely.
thank you again, Dr. Tam, and see you on the next one.
Thanks, Saki. Take care.
All right, bye bye.
Bye bye.
And even via email. So um, today we're going to kick off this series by asking, what is neuropathy and what are the types of neuropathy? Okay.
So neuropathy, the nerve, well, the word neuropathy, neuro means nerve.
Hmm.
Pathy means a pathology of, right? A
Hmm.
pathology of the nerve, meaning that